Take 6. So today's vlog is clearly not what I had planned because I'm doing it in the closet, but I just wanted to do like a chit chat type video because honestly it's the quickest thing I could probably make right now at 8 o'clock, and it's December 2nd and I still even haven't even done like my monthly like journaling, meditation, audio, like listening to that, and then also just kind of like going over like last month's journal and like what goals that I had myself, like what did I want to focus on and what are like my main goals for November that I had made for myself. So in the beginning of November, I wrote that my main goals for myself was my personal development and to meditate every morning when I wake up, go to bed early, get up early, physical exercise at least 6 days a week, and then spend the month going through one of my like previous manifestation courses and get back on track with my manifestations, and then get back to being myself and actually better than myself and become the person I really want to be. Oh, I really loaded myself up on that one, and I'm glad I'm actually reflecting on that because November ended up being like honestly so chaotic, so hectic. My anxiety was like at the like highest I feel like it's been in months. I've just been feeling overwhelmed, burnt out, and trying to do things differently than what I've done before, because I feel like the quote that's kind of been sticking in my head lately is, if you want a different outcome, like you have to do things differently. If you want things to be different in your life, then like the things that you do in your everyday routine have to be different. And so I've been really trying to, outside of school and working full-time, like literally doing the things that fill up my cup. Last week for Thanksgiving break honestly was like the best feeling in the world, and almost kind of made me feel like, oh my god, one, I have like a year and a half left of school, of like this feeling of like, oh, I want to quit, because like even that 4-day break like felt so good, but I know that I can't quit because it's like this next phase of my life that I need to like push through, and like learning new things is hard, and like eventually it gets easier, and I think it's just that like consistent phase of feeling burnt out and feeling like it's like it's never ending, and I know it's just like a season of my life and where I'm at, and like I know that's why essentially like I've just been feeling this way. And like on top of that, in November, like my brother had a heart attack and had like heart surgery, and so it was just like a lot of heavy stuff I feel like in my life kind of going on, where yes, I am so blessed to be able to go to college and get an education and have a job that allows me to work remotely the other 40 hours of my week. But I was like having a conversation with somebody earlier this week where I feel like right now, in the last like 3 years of my life, all I've done is just like hustle, and not really reap the reward or like the benefit of like all of this hustling that I've been doing for last, like 3-ish years. After like getting out of the military and like starting over, and it's definitely been hard on me like mentally, in a sense where I feel really behind like a lot of these like college kids who are fresh out of high school, and like their only responsibility and thing to think about is like college and, you know, like wake up and do that, where it's like I have bills because I chose like the life in the military first, and I have responsibilities like with my 2 dogs, which were totally like a choice, and I love them so much, and they like emotionally are what keeps me grounded. But sometimes it definitely is just kind of like hit back and forth, and I feel like a lot of it is because like I just have been so tired lately. And again, this is why like I go back and reflect on my journaling, and like clearly like I was in a space where I felt high energy and I was like overloading my plate, where like right now I just want to step back, and my vision and my goals for December are to find more space for me, more space for meditation, again, reflecting back to November, but also finding more space for me to just have like joy in my life and do things that bring me joy outside of like all this hustling that I do. And I think sometimes I get really caught up in the work of my job, in college, and getting a STEM degree, that I forget to kind of like live, and that feels really hard. And then I think I feel even more down on myself when I see people doing the things that I feel like I'm working so hard to do. Like, I could really care less about like owning fancy things, and not that any of those things are bad, but like I would love to travel and be able to have more time to myself and spend more time in self-care. But when I'm spending every semester in like 18 credit semesters for the last, since 2019, yeah, it's just been a lot, and that's a part of getting a degree in STEM. And so if you are somebody who is getting your degree in STEM, I'm definitely there with you, and completely understand on the days that you really just want to give up and quit. And like every time you get closer to the finish line and closer to the finish line, like now this semester is ending and it feels good, but then I almost feel like so much anxiety knowing that there's like another one coming and there's 3 more left to do. And so I think really I'm just trying to like almost in my mind fast forward through next year, and like try to be in this like space of like gratitude and gratefulness. And so yeah, I really want to just spend more time finding space for me, because I think that's where I need to be moving forward. I do like though that the note I wrote for myself to remind myself is that one off or bad day doesn't determine the rest, and that I can still achieve what I want tomorrow or even the next day. And then I lastly wrote to myself, things only change when I start to change, which is why I'm holding myself accountable and doing this chit chat video and just kind of talking about like my reflections of November and how things went. I mean, even like I have my planner here, and in my planner I literally had 1, 2, 3, 4 4 templates, 4 website templates I was supposed to create, and I only ended up, well, I had written in for myself to create, and I ended up, or 5, 6, actually 6, and I created 1, and then also take like an extra course during Thanksgiving break. But I literally just like couldn't bring myself to do anything during Thanksgiving break, to be honest. It was honestly like the break mentally that I needed. Actually, no, it wasn't that I didn't do anything. I went to a workout class, like a HIIT workout style boot camp class every day, and it was so filling. Felt so good, and I just remember last week feeling like my cup was so filled. I had space for myself, and I haven't had that in honestly a really, really, really long time. And that's what I feel like I need to plan more of. Of course, this month I'm gonna be vlogging every day, and so I definitely put like a challenge on myself, but also this feels like one of the things that fills my cup and is the thing where, like, if I want change in my life, then I have to do things differently and show up and be here. And yeah, I already pre-planned December with a lot of things, but what I can say though is that I'm really excited for finals and like going through next week and kind of like scaling back on like homework and having to show up for classes and everything else. And so I'm really excited about that. And also the fact that I'll have like a 3-week break period where I'll only just be working. And then currently I'm working on like a little podcasting course that I've literally worked on every single day that has filled my cup, that I've done in between classes. And so as you can see, I make myself quite busy with like the added extra things that I do, but it's mainly because those small things are like the little things that excite me, make me excited for my day. This weekend I'm gonna be going to look at apartments, so you're gonna be going with me. And I actually just moved into this apartment 4 months ago, but it just really adds to my stress. There's constant construction, and I feel like I'm not in a place right now where like extra stress for me, like I can't really handle any extra stress. And because like the construction is like slotted not to be like finished until August of next year, which wasn't a thing that was like told to us. That's a long story for another day, and maybe I'll talk about it. But like moving here to Nashville was such a nightmare on top of it, and I feel like that has kind of been like an accumulation in the last 4 months of like me feeling burnt out and like not feeling adjusted to moving here from California after living in California for literally like the last 7 years. And it has been quite the culture shock, quite the adjustment. I mean, prior to California, I was living in Japan for 2 years, so yeah, it's definitely been different. But moving forward for December, I feel like going back to like the original questions that I wrote about like the main goals, I feel like my main goals for December is to just have fun, to do things that fill up my cup, spend more time like in my meditation practice, and, you know, exercising again, being in the sunlight, like letting like myself do the things that like fill my cup over the next couple of weeks as I get through the semester and pretty much am done by that's it. My last final is on the 14th, so the week before Christmas. So that feels really, really good to me. And then I start back up again in January, and I'm just gonna try and not think about what I have planned for January and let myself just get through this month and enjoy time with family, time with Caleb, time with the dogs, time outside. And so I hope you do the same for yourself. I will say though that I did write in my journal earlier about what my affirmation of the day was, my quote of the week, and then I am gonna do a card pull on here. They're just like affirmation cards, and so my affirmation of the day, so like I write an affirmation for myself, and then I like write a quote for myself, and then I usually like will pull like an affirmation card from here in the morning, but I didn't like do that this morning because I wasn't like feeling the best. But I wrote that I have faith, that I'm on the right path, and I know things I dream of are already on their way to me. And then my quote of the week is to stop worrying about how it's going to happen and start believing that it will. So I hope that resonates with you all, especially with whatever like season it is that you're in your life right now. And I know right now I'm in a season of hard work, and I know that if I continue to do the work, that like in the end it will all be worth it. But also like finding that balance and that grounding to like still honor myself and my time and who I am, and like remembering that I only have one life on this earth, and that it deserves to be lived and not, you know, live to survive or survive to live. But either way, I will end this long ramble chit chat with a card pull. And so today's card is: when I cultivate a spiritual connection, I can trust the universe no matter what. So that was the card pull for today. And I'd love to know in the comments, like, from you, what your reflections of November are. What are the things that you're hoping for yourself in December, and like what are the things that you have planned. I have a lot of fun things planned for the vlog, so please don't think that this is gonna be like the really I'm gonna be the really boring girl who like talks all the time on her vlog. But I promised myself that I was gonna show up every single day, and this is me showing up and doing it. And so yeah, I would literally love to hear what your reflections are from November. What are you planning for yourself for December, and like how you plan on just honoring your energy and yourself, like kind of as we go into the shorter days. And so if you want to leave your main goals for yourself in the comments, I'd love to read them and I'd love to respond. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, and I will see you tomorrow.